Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another morning coffee talks. Man, it's been a while since I've been, like I said, shooting these videos. Just really been locked in and focused, giving myself more time to really dive into my personal fitness goals. And because I've just been noticing that the growth aspect of how fast I want to go and how consistent I want to be was being affected by how many videos I was shooting. So I was like, let me scale back that way I can pour more into my fitness goals. And it's been working. So again, I told you I've been probably shooting about 3 videos a week now versus like 10. But what it's taught me with this transition is how raising my standards as far as adjusting my lifestyle on things I want to do, how that starts to unlock a better life for myself, right? And the thing about it is, I believe that most people aren't stuck where they are in life or making progress because they're lazy. They're stuck because they've never been shown how to raise their standards, right? And so the truth is, when you change your mindset, your life starts changing with it. And this is the honest God truth, what's going on with me. When I started to raise the standards first for myself, as far as how I treated myself, how I respected myself, what I'm willing to accept, what I'm willing not to accept, just different things that impact me and it doesn't pour value into what I want to do, you know what I mean? Then that's stuff that I won't allow align with what I got going on or allow into my spirit. And so that has allowed me to really shield myself and allow the seed to grow within me, right? There's still going to be storms. There's still going to be things that come your way to try to knock you off your square. But the more you sharpen your mindset, the more it becomes easier to change your life. Again, it's not easy, but it is worth it. And it just growth, man. Growth isn't about pressure. You know what I mean? It's about permission to become who you're meant to be. And but it takes a decision in that mind state to give yourself permission. I believe so. This is my story, right? There's been probably like 3 times in my life where I felt a change coming. One when I was 16, another one when I was like 23, and now I'm coming up on what happened last year. So I was 38, and that's when I felt the next phase of my life started to change. And I just always felt it. I can tell when it's coming. And that's what the phase I'm in now was the next growth phase of my life. And but I had to at some point I had to give myself permission, meaning I had to make that decision to say, all right, this is what I'm doing. Not a guess, not a maybe. It was like I made a decision to do it. And so it raising my standards, right? It's almost like a form of self-respect. So like when I raise my standards, it's like me telling the world, like, hey, this is who I am now, not who I used to be. Right? This is what I expect from myself and what I expect from you out in the world, right? Because this is where I am now. And it's not a situation of saying I'm better than other people. I'm far from it, right? But it is about being better for yourself, being better for your family and your future. And I've always had this thought process of, again, I'm not better than anybody, but I do make better decisions sometimes, right? And I think about my life like I'm renovating a house. When you're renovating a house, you're not tearing it down, right? You're not tearing down who you are, but you are upgrading the foundation. You are upgrading the living room, the kitchen. You know what I mean? You're not tearing down the whole house. This is not a rebuild, this is a renovation. And so you have to reinvent yourself, right? You have to renovate yourself to become who you want to be. The foundation, you can't change the foundation because when you're born, either you're gonna crash out, right? Unalive yourself, then you start your life over type thing. But we only got the one life we was given. And so only thing you can do is keep building on what you already have upon that foundation. And sometimes the foundation gonna have cracks. You gotta go back and seal them up, this and that. But that's, again, raising your standards is a part of self-respect. And I believe even within that, that mind state is an engine behind every upgrade. The way you think fuels the way you move. Listen. But for me to clear my mind, to start to think a certain way, I needed to clean some stuff out, right? I needed to flush out the old stuff to make room for the new fuel. Like, I had some old fuel, and I just started putting premium in that thing, right? Also, a defeated mindset can't build a fulfilled life. You can't have limiting beliefs, right, if you want an abundance mind state. It don't work hand in hand. It's either one or the other. Either you're gonna have a defeated mind state, a limiting belief mind state, or you're gonna have a prosperous and a high abundance mind state. Either or. There's no in between. And this is one thing I had to figure out. It's like, sometimes you try to move to the center. It's either A or B. It's no in between. That's just what it is. And that's the same thing with when you're going for your goals, and there's no shortcuts to it. You just, at some point, you got to kiss the ring. At some point, you got to bend the knee, and just to life, and just put the work in. You know what I mean? I'm not fully where I want to be, but the crazy part about it is, right, there is no end to it. That's what you kind of realize. The end is the start of the journey. The end is when you kill the old version of yourself and you start the journey to rebuild your new self and who you really want to be in life. That's the start of it, right? If I had to give an end to anything, it's the killing the old version of yourself. That's the end, right? But the goal is the journey, the start of the journey. That's the start of it, right? And it comes a point where you like, you start to understand that you already have what it takes. You just need to act like it, right? Because nobody has all the correct answers. Nobody. It's really like, I believe that there are some truths out there, but nobody has all the answers. So it's like, you damn near just got to rely on yourself and what you believe. And that's why the people who made it in life, it was like, oh, that person was crazy, man. They don't think normal. You know what I'm saying? But they the ones who, because they didn't think normal, they the ones who are living the life they want. Because they didn't settle for what other people thought based on their life. You have to make decisions for what you want in your life. I would say the only advice you need to take, and when I'm learning, is from people who are already in a position where you want to be. Because they've found the roadmap to get there. People who are at your place, below you, because the truth about, if you're not where you want to be, where somebody else is, then everybody else on your same level or below you. So they can't give you the answers to where you want to go in life. No one can wake up for you, push yourself in the gym. They're not going to drag you to the gym. They're not going to make you eat the right food. They're not going to make you put the work in, shoot the videos. They're not going to make you go to work, put in long hours. They're not going to make you do anything. No one's going to carry you to your success, to your goals. Nobody's going to do it for you. And once you understand that, you're like, well, why would I listen to other people? They've never went down the road that I'm attempting to go down. So why would I listen to them? Why not listen to people who are already there at where you're trying to go? And this is what we get caught up. It's really easy to listen to a lot of other people when it comes to what everybody else think you should do for your success. But they've never been there. You know? So your mind state, having the right mind state to even discern that type of information, right? And to understand that it's really everything you do is on you. Again, I've said it. Nobody's going to wake you up to go to the gym. Nobody's going to cook the food you need to eat to make you Get the physical body you want, the mind, have your clear mind state and fuel yourself. Nobody's gonna put the work in for whatever your goals are. If it's, building some type of business, nobody's gonna do it for you. You have to do it. So if that is the case, why are you leaning on what other people say? You shouldn't lean on what you say, wrong or right, or the people that's already there. You know what I mean? So understand, man, personal growth is a journey. It's not a switch. It don't just flip on, flip off, right? Growth doesn't happen overnight, but every decision that you do adds up. And I've said it again. It's the same concept as, I used to play football. Game is like, the game, it's a game of inches, right? It's a game of yards. Like everything adds up. It's a compound effect. There's a book I read called The Compound Effect, right? The more you hold yourself to a higher standard, the more life starts to open up to match that, man. And I'm just living proof of it. It's just like the mind, like it's crazy because like I said this in like some older videos, like how I when I was younger, I had this mind state, but I didn't understand it, what was going on. And when I fell off on my journey originally, I didn't have the know-how to understand what was going on and to fix it. And so I had to rebuild myself from ground up, which I appreciate God put me through, because I wouldn't understand what's going on now. But I'm glad I was there earlier, because I can look back and say, oh, okay, this what was going on. This was the type of person I needed to be, but didn't understand it. Right. And so again, we got to understand, we're not starting over when it comes to this personal journey. We're starting new. We're not starting over. We're starting new. And that's the difference. And so when you're starting new, you understand that you understand with this journey, like once you understand what you want out of this life, what you need out of this life, it affects everything around you, man. You start to understand the type of relationship you want with people. You start to understand what kind of future you want and need, right? And you start to move with purpose. But until you understand who you are as a person and what you want out of this life, and you don't know everything overnight, right? The more and more you start to raise your standards, the more and more you start to understand what you really need to sustain that standard and push it higher in life, right? You start to understand that you don't have time to play. You don't have time to settle, right? And with that being said, it's like your future is almost like it's already watching, right? The man you're becoming is shaped by the decisions you're making today, right? Once you raise the standards on how you think, how you show up, how you love, and how you lead, your future starts to come to fruition, right? The world starts to respond accordingly. I already knew that this journey was, the more and more you become magnetic with your personal growth, the more it starts to attract life to you, right? You attract money towards you, opportunity, the people in your life you want in there. And also, right, well, we know with magnets, yes, they attract, but they also push away. You know what I mean? So it starts to push away things you don't want in your life as well, because those are the negatives. You know? So that's what you start to understand. Like it pulls things towards you when you become magnetic that you need and you want, and you out of this life, and it pushes away things that you don't want and need. You know? So this is the deepest thing I started to understand about it. So at some point, you just got to get serious about leveling up. You have to get serious about raising your standards, right? You have to get serious about your own personal growth in this mind state, in this life. You have to get serious about changing your mind state. And that's one thing I had to do. And so, listen, my journey don't end here. It's just starting. And it started even really last year, but, and man, so much I can say, even when it comes to the the personal development with your fitness. Like you think that when you get so far, you're like, okay, cool, I'm almost there. But then another door opens up. You're like, wow, I actually got way more longer than I thought. Because it's a process. It's phases you go through. But you start to see really the real time frame on what it really takes to put you in that position. Listen, change your mind state and really figure out what you want and need out of this life. Rebuild yourself, right? Mind, body, and spirit. Get back in the gym, right? Get back to building skills that sharpen your mind. And then get back to God, man. Whatever that means for you. Whatever puts you inside your purpose spiritually. Right? And then, like, again, just raise your standards. Because that's going to inspire others. That's going to create your magnetic aura that brings life, attracts life towards you, pushes away negative things that you don't want in your life. And so, yeah, that's what I'm starting to understand. So, as a man, as a husband, whatever place you in, man, just really take this to heart. Understand that this is what comes with. It's a very positive thing, but it also comes with sacrifice. It also comes with changes in your life, big changes. So, yeah, drop a comment below. Tell me what y'all think about that. Subscribe to the Husband Code if it's your first time. If you've been watching for a while, subscribe. Also, if you got any value from this video, hit the like button and then hit the notification bell because I'm going to continuously drop videos all the time. So, till next time, I appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace.